Hey everyone, welcome to my magic combo guide. I decided to do something a little different for this guide. First I'll show you how I got 99 magic, and then I'll show you a bunch of different methods. My progress with magic began the same way it did for everyone, using the elemental strike spells. From levels 1 to 45, I used the strike spells mostly on cows and the lesser demon and the wizard's tower. For the cows, I'd kill a few, collect the hides, and then bank them. This is a pretty good profit at the time. When I achieved 33 magic, I went to the wizard's tower and struck the lesser demon there. From levels 33 to 45, I received a pretty good amount of loot, including around 5 rune medium helmets. From levels 45 to 60, I teleported to Camelot a few thousand times, 3,824 times to be exact. Surprisingly, this method has a 75,000 experience per hour rate, and it took me less than 3 hours to finish this up. From levels 60 to 87, I used the spell High Level Alchemy. During this time, I also got 99 fletching, which provided me with a large supply of items necessary to use this method. With around 63,000 experience per hour, I found this method slow and yet oddly satisfying. Note: I was requested a few times to give items that are good for alchemy with. To be honest, I've got no ideas, and all of the items I looked up didn't give any profits. This method was good for me 3 years ago, but I'm so far out of it now that I've got no idea what to alch anymore. Apologies to anyone who asked me what to alch. Levels 87 to 99 were spent entirely at the Mage Training Arena, north of the Duel Arena. I spent months here in this room called the Enchanting Chamber. Although enchantment spells only give 75% of their original experience, it's still extremely quick, and has the potential to give 90 to 100,000 experience per hour. Keep in mind that this experience per hour rate is based on using the Onyx Enchant spell. Now that I've given my story about how I got 99 magic, here's a bunch of other methods that I've tried training magic with. I'll start with the regular spellbook. There are only a few key spells in the regular spellbook that are useful for training magic. The ones I gathered information on were the Camelot Teleport, High Level Alchemy, Stun, and Onyx Enchanting spells. As I said earlier, the Camelot Teleport spell gives around 75,000 experience per hour. However, it's quite expensive and costs around 400,000 GP per hour. This translates to a 5.3 GP per XP cost. The High Level Alchemy spell gives around 63,000 experience per hour, and, due to its varying nature, cannot be assigned a definite cost. The Onyx Enchant gives around 90 to 100,000 experience per hour in the Mage Training Arena, and costs just over 200,000 GP per hour, giving it a cost of 2 GP per XP, which is really good for magic. The other spell, Stun, gives the most XP out of all of them, with around 103 XP per hour. The key to being successful with this method is having an aggressive magic bonus of negative 65. This will result in a failure every time. Also, it helps to have a mud battle staff, but I wasn't able to buy one during the filming of this video. I suggest using this monk found in the Varrock Castle as your target, as he's enclosed and cannot escape. Assuming you have a mud battle staff, this method costs just under 400,000 GP per hour, resulting in around 3.8 GP lost per XP gained. In my opinion, the Lunar Spellbook is the most useful spellbook in the entire game. Its spells can be extremely useful, and the option to switch temporarily to another spellbook makes it very powerful as well. I tried out 7 of the spells in this spellbook to see how well they worked. The first was the Pie Bake spell. With level 65 magic being required, most people should be able to try out this method. To try it, I bought uncooked meat pies and used this spell to cook them. I got around 100,000 experience per hour, but lost over 800,000 GP per hour. The GP per XP for this spell is 8.1. The second was the Monster Examine spell. It requires 66 magic. It's used to get some information about monsters by casting a spell on them. Unfortunately, I wasn't very impressed with what I found. I got an hourly experience rate of around 49,000 and an hourly GP loss of around 225,000. This means it costs around 4.6 GP per XP. Third, I tried the Humidify spell. For this example, I bought 100 vials and enough runes for 4 casts of the spell, which is all I needed. I was slightly surprised when I turned a profit. I received 260 experience as well as 1,236 GP in profit. This translates to approximately 61,000 magic experience gained per hour and around 290,000 GP gained per hour. Fourth, I tried the Hunter Kit spell, requiring 71 magic. It's used to get a Hunter Kit, which is filled with various hunting supplies. It had an hourly experience rate of 56,000 and an hourly GP loss of around 220,000. This results in around 3.9 GP lost per XP gained. Next up was the Stat Spy spell, which requires level 75 magic. It's used to look up all of a player's stats. As I expected, the results were dreadful. 38,000 experience per hour is gained, while 280,000 GP is lost per hour, resulting in 7.4 lost per XP gained. I then tried the String Jewelry spell. It requires level 80 magic and adds a string to any amulets in your inventory, with an incredible 115,000 experience per hour. This method costs an unfortunate 700,000 GP per hour, resulting in a 6.1 GP per XP cost. Finally, I tried the level 86 Plank Make spell. It's used to turn certain logs into planks. I used mahogany logs for this video. What I found astonished me. I maxed out at around 145,000 experience per hour with this spell, but the cost was what amazed me even more. With an hourly loss of 406 GP, this method costed a mere 2.8 GP per XP. However, this is the cost after selling any planks you make. I only did one thing with the Ancient Magic spellbook, barraging rock lobsters. With the help of a good friend of mine, we set out to the rock lobsters. Using the following luring method, I was able to lure 9 lobsters to the ladder, where I commenced to barrage them. After a while, I got pretty comfortable with this method and was able to attain around 135,000 experience per hour. Unfortunately, it's also quite expensive, and I found myself losing well over 1 million GP per hour worth of runes. I hope you enjoyed this video and got some ideas on how to train magic if you were looking for them. If you've got questions or comments, you can try commenting on this video, sending me a personal message via YouTube, or try joining my clan chat.